Formula One car for the 2022 season. 109 years ago, Lionel Martin took on the challenge of the Aston Clinton Hill climb, with the ambition of making the ascent faster than anyone had done before. That was the dawn of Aston Martin, and over a century later, there's a real sense of excitement, because the Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team is on a mission to climb to the summit of Formula One, powered by its partners, team members and fans. The 2022 Formula One season starts here. Let's go inside. Didn't get your pulse rate up a few notches. I don't know what will. All you need to do is take a look at the cars on display here and this very special one under wraps. And that should tell you this isn't any ordinary production line. It all feels a little bit 007. I had to mention him eventually, didn't I? Right, let's get this underway. I'd like to introduce you to the main man around here, the executive chairman of Aston Martin Lagonda and Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team. Please welcome to the stage, Lawrence Stroll. It's great to see you and to be back here again. Could you just tell us a little bit about this climb that this Formula One team is on?
Thank you, Rachel, and great to see you. First, Aston Martin has always stood for excellence, and it's here at Gaydon that that excellence is created. You can see from the cars here what Aston Martin is all about. Ultra luxury, performance, innovation, and excellence are all what we strive for. And these cars exemplify that we are the world's only independent ultra-luxury car group, and we continue to celebrate our heritage as we drive towards an exciting future.
Well, Lawrence, we've got some stunning cars on display here. Can you tell us a little bit more about these ones we're sharing the stage with?
The DBX 707 is not just the world's fastest ultra-luxury SUV. It has been redefined performance and driving pleasure in that category. Everything on the DBX 707 has been enhanced, from how it looks to how it performs, to create the ultimate SUV. The Valhalla, am I right, rather different, truly driver-focused mid-engine hybrid supercar. The object of Valhalla is to immerse the driver with a supercar experience. It's a slice of Formula One for the road. The hybrid technology, the aerodynamics, and of course the performance are all designed to thrill, and we've achieved that. Finally, there's the Valkyrie AMR Pro, the ultimate no-rules hypercar. This is what happens when you're unconstrained by racing regulations or registration for road use. The AMR Pro is a step beyond the original Valkyrie, a car intended for the racetrack with performance approaching that of a Formula One car, a truly fantastic machine.
They really are stunning cars, and I can tell you Seb's already been having a very close look at the Valkyrie, so he might be requesting one of those from you very shortly. Today, though, of course, our focus is all on Formula One, and a car that's not built here, but actually built 30 miles away at Silverstone by your amazing team of people, the AMR 22, and the team, Aston Martin, Aramco Cognizant Formula One team, putting that together. Can you tell us a little bit about what it meant to bring the name Aston Martin back into the sport of Formula One?
Sure. Aston Martin re-entered Formula One in 2021 after an absence of more than 60 years. Last season was year one of a 5-year plan, and now we continue our journey to climb. More than a century ago, Aston Martin began its ascent to the summit of the automotive world, the Aston Clinton Hill Climb, which is about an hour's drive from here. And it was there where Lionel Martin launched Aston Martin into the heat of competition. That was the start of the climb that our Formula One team is still on today. We are continuing our journey to the summit of Formula One, the most competitive and the most prestigious racing series in the world. And we want to win. But we know that winning isn't easy. That's why we have a 5-year journey and a plan to keep climbing and to get to the top. To win in Formula One, everything has to be just in the right place. And a lot of moving parts have come together. The sport is constantly evolving, and unless you evolve with it, you'll be left behind. You need the right people in every part of the team, and you need the right partners to help make it all possible. We're going to do it as a team because it takes the power of a team to be successful in Formula One.
Well, it's wonderful to have that Aston Martin name back in the sport, Lawrence, but it's also helped you bring in some great partners as well, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. At Aston Martin, we have a wonderful and highly valued title partner in Cognizant. And I'm more than delighted to welcome Aramco to our team as another hugely important strategic partner of ours. I am also delighted to welcome all our other partners here today. In fact, and to share this moment with our fans as well, who have been with us from the start. We climb together. Our collaboration with Aramco will fundamentally underpin efforts made by our team and Formula One in moving towards the ambitious target of using 100% sustainable fuels by 2026. In time, it will also shape us to drive technology innovation while exploring other synergies for the benefit of the whole team, Aramco and the wider world. Additionally, Aramco will play a key role in the development and operational success of the new Aston Martin Formula One campus at Silverstone, which will be the world's most technically advanced motorsport headquarters when it's completed later this year, providing us with a state-of-the-art, first-in-class, built-for-purpose design, engineering, manufacturing, and testing venue to complement the developments of composite materials and 100% sustainable fuels.
You mentioned that campus just some 30 miles away from here. Can you tell us a little bit more about it, how it's going?
The new factory, also a series statement of our intent, will be operating out of next year, bringing all of our Formula One related operations together on one campus, which will make our working lives a lot more efficient. It will be a wonderful place to work to, with first-class catering facilities, top-class catering and training facilities, breakout areas, and everything else a modern Formula One team needs to optimize human performance with the goal of designing and building winning cars. It will be the first all-new Formula One factory in the UK for 19 years. It's going to be a game changer for our team. Eventually, we'll have our own wind tunnel, which is going to be joining us as part of our vision to make Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team the World Championship organization it deserves. That's for the near future. But for right now and for the present, the 2022 Formula One season is right around the corner. And I'm pleased that Aston Martin, part of this wonderful sport, I'm also as proud to be part of this team, with grateful and thankful more than all the other great women and men around the track, at the factories, who are helping us race around the world. We'll keep climbing, and we'll climb until we reach our sights and our summits. But for right now, the moment we have all been waiting for, the next and most serious AMR 22 is just seconds away.
Lawrence, thank you very much. If I could invite you to take your seat. And thank you. Right, this is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. It is time to see the AMR 22. Just a warning, this video does contain some flashing images. love that the first time you saw the images of that car, you were applauding straight away. It looks spectacular. Seb and Lance, welcome to the stage. But what do you think? She looks good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a very exciting time of the year when you see the car for the first time, and you know, especially this year with these new regulations, the cars look so different. It's very exciting.
Sebastian, you've been around Formula One for a long time. In fact, you're about to start your 16th season in the sport. How are you feeling about it, and what are the realistic targets that you've got for this year?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been such a long time. Thanks for the reminder, but
I've got years on you though, so it's fine, don't worry about it.
So, no, it's very exciting. As Lance said, to see the car first-hand built is exciting, but it's, yeah, now you think, well, it's ready, let's get into it. So it's more exciting to drive since, you know, this year there's so many novelties and so many things we are keen to find out and look forward to. I think, you know, it's been an incredible project, a lot of work that went in. And to see it from scratch and now coming together and now being built right in front of you, I can't wait to step inside and see how it feels.
How have your winter preparations been? I know you fulfilled a bit of a dream the other week when you sat alongside Stig Blomqvist. How was that?
Yeah, it was good fun. I mean, he's a real legend, and obviously I was going a lot more sideways than usual. So back to normal, I would say, when we jump into this. But yeah, overall the preparation has been good. It was good to get a couple of weeks off, but fresh now to go, and can't wait, as I said, to jump in the car to start testing. We shake the car down and then you know, get into winter testing, the two of us, and yeah, and then you know, in nearly, I think, a little bit over a month's time we'll be at the first race, so I'm very much looking forward.
And Lance, I mean, you say you can't wait to get racing in this. It looks fantastic. Do you think these rule changes are an opportunity for Aston Martin to go from point scorer to podium race winner, I should say? You've been on the podium before, but to a race winner. Do you think that's there this year?
Well, you know, I think it's a very exciting time for Formula One. I think it's an opportunity for all the teams with these new regulations. But I think, you know, for us, we have to remember it's about a long-term vision. It's about, you know, the future. And I think, you know, at this stage, it's also important to, you know, get out there and understand this car, learn about it. You know, it's going to be so different to what we've been used to in the last few years that there will be a lot of learning, but it's very exciting, that's for sure.
And how was your winter? Plenty of skiing, I imagine?
It was great, yeah. Had a nice time, but ready to get back behind the wheel.
Well, Sebastian, Lawrence said earlier on, this is the start of a 5-year plan for this team. How are you using your experience to help the team and drive them forward?
Well, ideally accelerate it a little bit. So, yeah, I think, you know, it's always a big effort. And since there's so many novelties this year, it's very difficult what to expect. So to point out where we will be, it's impossible at this stage. But surely, you know, if we are on the climb, so we want to be better than last year. Last year we had our difficulties, and I think, you know, for many reasons we should be better off this year. But there's so many, at the same time, so many new things with new tires, completely new cars, lots of new challenges. I hope the field will be closer together, and that will give us, you know, more chance to race and race more in the front than we did last year. But realistically, the answer at the moment is we don't know, and we have to be a little bit more patient, a couple more days. But yeah, certainly the excitement is very high, and you know, the potential as well. The team is gathering the momentum to you know, pick up during the season and improve the car throughout the season. I think our potential is just rising. So can't wait to get on track and see where we are and get going.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And Lawrence, you were with the team in the previous iteration as Racing Point. How did you feel when the team became Aston Martin? What do you think it adds, bringing that name into the sport, back into the sport?
It's been amazing. I mean, it's, you know, I think we've grown so much as a team since you know, I first started it in 2019 as Racing Point. I think Aston Martin has brought so much excitement to the brand, and you know, has really helped us, I think, grow and attract a lot of very talented people into our team, and that's what we're doing. You know, today we're growing as a team. It's, you know, first of all, the car looks amazing in green, which is you know, which has been great. But I think, you know, it's very exciting to see so many talented people come on board, enjoying this very exciting project, you know, as we're in the process of growing. And I think that's what Aston Martin has done. It's brought in such a great brand to, which was already a great team, and you know, now that great team is growing more and more every day, and you know, the future is very exciting.
Great. Thank you very much for the moment, gentlemen. If you'd like to take your seats again, and we will have a closer look at this fantastic car. Well, exciting times ahead for the Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team, and it's clear that these two can't wait to get into it and take this AMR 22 onto the track. So we've heard from the drivers. Let's find out a little bit more about the journey to building this gorgeous car.
These set of changes are by far the biggest that I've ever seen in my career in Formula One. The whole rule book was effectively ripped up, started again.
The objective of the rule change was to allow cars to follow more closely, pass more often, race more competitively.
The geometry of the car's changed this year. It's such a radical departure. The aerodynamics and the tyres, they're the two big differentiators.
The car is a ground effect car. We haven't had that kind of a thing in Formula One since the early 80s.
We are really throwing away everything that we've done previously. We're starting again.
Formula One is all about data. To optimise the performance, you need data quickly at your fingertips to make better and more informed decisions all the time.
We want to know where we've come from. We want to predict where we're going. We want to do a fair trade between idea A and idea B. If we don't have that, we'll struggle to make good decisions and make the race car go faster.
Because we have no real data on this car, we've had to really push the boundaries of the virtual development.
In a very controlled environment, you know, we can dictate the weather, the wind, the temperature, whether it's raining or not. In some ways it's better than going to the track. It allows us from an engineering perspective to do some out there theories. It is an unbelievable level of complexity.
We've been in one of the steepest development curves that we've ever seen. We've seen a 50% increase in performance in a matter of months, which is something unprecedented.
The learning curve has been massive and the challenge equally massive. It's clear as day that we're all trying to win the championship, and to get there we need to have really good fundamental ideas that take advantage of engineering and science. It's exciting.
No one's going to have made every decision right, so it's about understanding where we need to improve and being agile, quickly reacting to that. Something this team has shown it can do many times over the years.
The cars that we've just discarded are highly developed cars, and now we've taken a lot of steps back, and now we've got to try and build up again, and it's a really exciting time.
Take a look at the car in a little bit more detail then. You saw them on that video just now, but please give a very warm welcome to the stage to Andrew Green, Chief Technical Officer of the Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team, and Tom McCulloch, the team's Performance Director. Now, Andrew, you're Chief Technical Officer for this team. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about this AMR 22 and also the challenges that these rule changes have presented to you.
Yeah, massive challenge, as the VT just showed. It's a change of regulations, massive change of regulations to roll back to a ground effect car. So that's meant that our winter has been one of probably the most challenging that we've ever had. But new regulations, new challenges, but new opportunities.
Is there anything you can point to on the car that you think will make a difference between a point scorer and a potential race winner?
Oh, I wish I could. I think what we're seeing here is the first iteration of the AMR 22. We're on a steep learning curve. Everyone's going to be on a steep learning curve. No one's got all the answers yet. So I think we're going to see this car develop highly over the coming season. That will forge the way for 23 as well. So it's an exciting time to be in Formula One. It's also quite nerve-wracking.
Talking of exciting, can't talk about Formula One without talking about tyres. Let's have a look at these. These are the new 18-inch wheels that we've got this year. What difference has that made to how you've approached the design of the car, and what difference do you think they'll make in general?
Yet another challenge. We're hoping that the tyres will allow the drivers to attack more during the race. promote better racing, which is what we always want. We've got a lot of learning to do with these tyres. They've never been run with the ground effect aerodynamics before, so there's a lot of data to gather. Now, I'm really hoping that they will allow the drivers to push harder and we'll get better racing, which is what we all want.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you very much for the moment, Andrew. Tom, if I could move on to you, in your role as performance director, your job is to ensure the optimum in every test, practice session, qualifying race. You've got a huge job on your hands, haven't you, especially with these rule changes?
Yeah, as Andrew was saying, we've been developing this car, in a virtual world over the last year, whether we're in the wind tunnel, in the simulator. It's fantastic to see the car here in real life and to be starting very soon to be generating some real car data where we need to understand the car, understand how that correlates to all our development tools. As Andrew was saying, the aerodynamics, the tyres, they're the big differences for us, the challenge ahead this year.
We get excited about rule changes. Do you guys get excited about them? I know it means long days, long nights, a lot of work, but do you get excited like we do?
For sure. I think from an engineering point of view, there's nothing more exciting than a huge regulation change. As Andrew was saying, it's quite scary at times too. But we've been having to go back to the drawing board, clean sheet of paper in so many areas, and it's been fantastic fun working with a great team of people we have back at Silverstone, evolving to what you see now. And as Andrew was saying, that's only going to develop quickly during the season. So this launch car will change quickly, but it's great to be stood here in front of it now.
Great. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us and talking us through this car today. I sense from what you're saying there could be some surprises in store this season as well. We're very much looking forward to it. Thank you. Right, now there are a couple of other people here that we should have a chat with as well. First, Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team's driver ambassador, Jessica Hawkins. Give a warm welcome to Jess, please. Jess. Now, Jess, you joined the team last season. How much of a thrill is it to be part of a Formula One team?
Yeah, amazing. I never thought it would be possible, but here I am. And to learn off of two of the best drivers is incredible, and everybody within the team welcomed me with open arms when I started. Within a few hours, I felt so a part of the family, and it was amazing. So yes, extremely happy to be back in 22 and to witness this new era of Formula One.
You've carved out quite a career for yourself, haven't you, as a stunt driver as well, including the latest James Bond film as well. You must be looking at some of these cars here thinking there's a lot of fun to be had.
Yeah, a couple of them looking quite familiar and very fun, actually. I've been there's no car keys left around, unfortunately. But
I've looked for you, I did check.
Maybe we can find some. But yeah, no, very proud and thankful to be here.
Thanks very much, Jess. So with Jessica is the team's reserve driver, Nico Hulkenberg. And Nico, you've driven this AMR 22 in the simulator. How did you find it? What do you think?
Yeah, they're still very, very fast and fun to drive. Obviously, it's still a race car that wants to be, driven on its limit. It's quite different in a lot of the details, when you look into it. And that's obviously one of the first jobs of team and driver now, to understand the car and to learn about it.
You've had plenty of experience in Formula One as well. What's it like as a reserve driver? You've been called up twice at the last minute, haven't you?
Yes, I have, but you have to say, life is generally much more chilled and stress-free, not being in the car hassling so much. I get to spend good time, I get to entertain our beloved partners and friends, so it's been pretty enjoyable.
Great, thank you very much, Nico and Jess, for joining us today. Well, no doubt we'll see them again throughout the season. If I could ask Seb and Lance to join us back on stage again, because we've got some questions from the audience. These are from some fans who were lucky enough to win tickets to attend today's event in person. So Sebastian and Lance, join me by the AMR 22. I've seen you having a chat over there as well, very much discussing what you've got in front of us. Let's ask you this first question, though, because Gemma from London has a question for you, Seb. Now, she wants to know what you're going to call this AMR 22, and I know in the past you've had various names for your cars. You've had Hungry Heidi, you've had Lena and Gina and Honey Rider last year. So what are you going to call this AMR 22?
I don't know yet. I think usually we find a name just before the season starts, getting together with the mechanics, and you need to have a feel first. So I think it depends how the car will be to drive, and but I'm sure we find something funny and fitting to its character. So don't know yet, but if I don't know if there's any suggestions. They're more than welcome to find them in.
Definitely, yeah. If the fans want to send some in, we'll definitely take them. Louise from Preston has our next question. She wants to ask, how will the new 18-inch tyres change the driver's approach to the race and strategies, and how big an impact will this rule change have on racing? Lance, I'll start with you, that one.
Yeah, I mean, first off, visibility, I think it's going to take some getting used to. Because it's not only the 18-inch tyre, but as you can see, we have this fairing on top of the tyre that's going to be very different visually from inside the cockpit. So I think that will be a new component to get used to, and we just have to wait and see how the tires behave. What the degradation is like on these tires, how they operate, how that impacts strategy, and in different ways. So there will be a lot of learning at the first test.
Seb, your thoughts on the new 18-inch tyres?
Yeah, I mean, we had a test during the last season, but obviously the car that we used was sort of in between last year and this year, so it's hard to know for sure. I think we need to see how the car responds first, and then obviously how we deal with the tyres. Obviously the idea for this year, the main objective has been also in terms of designing the car to be able to race closer to each other. And for the tyres, the same thing. We, struggled in the past whenever we got close that the tyres were starting to slide. The car was starting to slide, tyres were getting too hot. So they should be better and more resilient to that. Let's see and find out. But as said previously, I think it's only a matter of days now before we get our hand on the car, and then not even a little bit over a month before we start racing.
I like the way both of you, your eyes light up when you think about driving cars again. It's great. We've got time for one more question. That's from Sunny in Birmingham, who wants to know, if you two weren't F1 drivers, what would you have done? What other dreams did you have as a youngster? I mean, I imagine I've seen pictures of you on a motorbike, Lance, and it's phenomenal. I could picture you as a motorbike rider or racer even. But what did you have as a dream as a kid?
Well, I've been doing this since I'm a kid, so it's hard to think of what else I would be doing if it wasn't this, but definitely be playing a lot of golf, and I don't know.
How's your game? Do you
doing some other things. Oh, let's not talk about my game. Anyways.
Seb, what about you?
Well, similar. I started off as a child, so this is what I've been dreaming of mostly. There was a phase I remember I was running through the house and screaming, I want to be Michael Jackson. So I think it stopped exactly there with the screaming, because there was zero talent when it comes to singing. So I think I'm quite lucky that at some point we discovered racing, and my father took me out on the track, so I didn't have to sing and could spare a lot of people the tough times.
Don't stop singing on the radio, though. We love it when you're singing on the radio in the car. Listen, thank you very much, both of you. Great to see you here today with this AMR 22. That about wraps it up. I think you'll all agree that our first sight of the Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team's new race car has whetted everyone's appetite for the season ahead. You'll be able to follow the team's progress at every race on the 2022 calendar, live on Sky Sports F1, starting with the season opening Bahrain Grand Prix on March the 20th. Thank you to everyone here at Aston Martin, to Lawrence, to Andrew Green, to Tom McCullough, to Sebastian Vettel, to Lance Stroll, to Jessica Hawkins, Nico Hülkenberg, and everyone at the Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula One team, as well as all the partners and fans who've joined us. It's certainly clear that the team is aiming for the top, and however hard and long the climb, they're going to get there. For the latest on the team and to follow Aston Martin throughout the season, please follow the team on social media at Aston Martin F1. Well, I think everyone is excited. Can't wait to see this AMR 22 on track. I know I can't. Thank you for being here, and it's goodbye from Gaydon.
Sky Sports F1. Feel it all.